एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवार गच्छेर शिष्यमा भक्ति सिद्धान्त सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रपात की कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामाकुंड राधाकुंड विराज गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की गंगा माई यमुना माई की प्रॉपर ट्रांसलेटर बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की प्रॉपर ट्रांसलेटर प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. So, Hare Krishna. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, today we are discussing on Canto 4, Chapter 8, Text 23. Nanyam tata padma palasa locanad dukha chidam te mrigayami kanchana yo mrigati hasta grihita padmaya Shriye Tairanga Bimragya Manaya Nanyam Tata Padma Palasa Lochanad Dukha Chidam Te Mrigayami Kanchana Yomrigyate Hasta Grihita Padmaya Shriye Tairanga Bimragya Manaya Nanyam Tata Padma Palasa Lochanad Dukha Chidam Te Mrigayami Kanchana Yomrigyate Hasta Grihita Padmaya Shri Tairanga Bimragya Manaya. Prabhuji. Mrigate hasta grihita padmaya Palasa Lochanad Dukha Chidam Te Mrigayami Kanchana Mrigate Hasta Grihita Padmana Srigate Anga Brimragya Manaya. Mataji. तथा पद्म पलसालोचना दुःखच्छिदं ते पुनर्लक्ष्यकाचा पद्म श्रिया तिरंग विमृग मनया नन्यं तथा पद्म पलसालोचना दुःखच्छिदं ते मृगयामि काञ्चन यो मृगते हस्तगृहीता पद्मया श्रिया तिरंग विग्रमनया नन्यं तथा पद्म पलसालोचनाद दुःखच्छिदं ते मृगयामि काञ्चन यो मृगते हस्तगृहीता पद्मया श्रिये तैरंग विमृग्यमनया ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Now let's read Uttur meaning. Na anyam, no others. Tata, therefore. Padma palasa lochanat, from the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dukha Chidam, one who can mitigate others' difficulties. Te, your, Mrigayami, I am searching after. Kanchana, anyone else. Ya, who, Mrigyate, searches. Hasta Grihita Padmaya, taking a lotus flower in the hand. Shriya, the goddess of fortune. Itarai, by others. Anga, my dear wife. Vigramamanaya, one who is worshipped. Now let's read translation and purport. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. My dear Dhruva, as far as I am concerned, I do not find anyone who can mitigate your distress, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose eyes are like lotus petals. Many demigods such as Lord Brahma seek the pleasure of the goddess of fortune, but the goddess of fortune herself, with a lotus flower in her hand, is always ready to render service to the Supreme Lord. Purport. Suniti pointed out herewith that the benediction received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that received from the demigods are not on an equal level. Foolish persons say that no matter whom one worships, one will get the same result, but actually that is not a fact. In Bhagavad Gita it is also said that benedictions received from the demigods are all temporary and are meant for less intelligent. In other words, because the demigods are all materially conditioned souls, although they are situated in very exalted positions, their benedictions cannot be permanent. Permanent benediction is a spiritual benediction. Since a spirit soul is eternal, it is also said in Bhagavad Gita that only persons who have lost their intelligence go to worship the demigods. Therefore, Suniti told her son that he should seek the mercy of the demigods, but should directly approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead to mitigate his misery. Material opulences are controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead through his different potencies and specifically the goddess of fortune. Therefore, those who are after material opulences seek the pleasure or mercy of the goddess of fortune. Even the highly placed demigods worship the goddess of fortune, but the goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi herself, is always seeking the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone, therefore, who takes to the worship of the Supreme Lord automatically receives the blessings of goddess of fortune. At this stage of his life, Dhruva Maharaj was seeking material opulences, and his mother advised rightly that even for material opulences, it is better to worship not the demigods, but the Supreme Lord. Although a pure devotee does not seek benedictions from the Supreme Lord for material advancement, it is stated in Bhagavad Gita that pious persons go to the Lord even for material benedictions. A person who goes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for material gain is gradually purified in association with the Supreme Lord. Thus, he becomes free from all material desires and is elevated to the platform of spiritual life. Unless one is raised to the spiritual platform, it is not possible for him to completely transcend all material contamination. Suniti, the mother of Dhruva, was a far-seeing woman, and therefore she advised her son to worship the Supreme Lord and no one else. The Lord is described herein as lotus-eyed, Padma Palasalocanat. When a person is fatigued, if he sees a lotus flower, all his fatigue can be immediately reduced to nil. Similarly, when an aggrieved person sees the lotus face of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, immediately all his grief is reduced. A lotus flower is an insignia in the hand of Lord Vishnu as well as in the hand of Goddess of Fortune. The worshippers of the Goddess of Fortune and Lord Vishnu together are certainly very opulent in all respects, even in material life. The Lord is sometimes described as Shiva Birinchi Nutam, which means that Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma also offer their respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very long purport, right? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurumlitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurube Nama Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschad Deshatarine Panchakalpatarvasya Kripa Sindhuve Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Again, welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So let me read the translation again. My dear Dhruva, as far as I am concerned, I do not find anyone who can mitigate your distress but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose eyes are like lotus petals. Many demigods such as Lord Brahma seek the pleasure of the Goddess of Fortune, but the Goddess of Fortune herself, with a lotus flower in her hand, is always ready to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like the sun, it gives a 3D energy, D3 energy. Like Srimad Bhagavatam also gives 3D energy. What is the first D? The first D is detachment. When you hear more and more Srimad Bhagavatam, automatically detachment towards this material world will rise in our heart. Since time immemorial, we have been attached to this material world. And all the things we have experienced in our past life, it is in our mind. We are too much attached in this material world. So what happens when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam? When you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, all those detachment will go away. So second is determination. When we read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, the determination and enthusiasm to serve Sri Sri Radha Gopinath will arise in our heart. We have been serving this material world, we have been serving this external energy of the Lord since long time. But when we read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, what happens? So determination to serve Sri Sri Radha Gopinath will arise in our heart. And the third day is devotional service. Srimad Bhagavatam, each and every word of the Srimad Bhagavatam has a potency to give us devotional service, if we hear and if we read in a sincere way. So when we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to read very sincerely, very deeply, not just for the sake of reading. We have to read Srimad Bhagavatam to please Sri Sri Radha Gopinath, then the desire for devotional service will arise in our heart. So today we will try to hear and we will try to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam in a nice way. So here we are discussing the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj. This is the story of Dhruva Maharaj. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to hear the story of Dhruva Maharaj every day. He used to love this story. That's why today we will also chant the story of Dhruva Maharaj with great enthusiasm and determination. We will try from our side. So Swayambhu Manu, in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. So Swayambhu Manu is one of the 14 Manus. So Swayambhu Manu, he had a wife, so Satrupa, and they had 2 sons and three daughters, 5 children in together, 2 sons and 3 daughters. So the name of 2 sons are Priyavarta and Uttanapada, and can someone guess the 3 daughters of Swayambhu Manu? Mataji, please. Yeah, Akuti, Prasuti and Devavati. So now here we are reading the descendants of Uttanapad. Uttanapad, he had 2 wives, Suniti and Suruchi. Suruchi had one son, Uttama, and Suniti had 1 son, Dhruva Maharaj. So we are reading the story, we are reading the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj. So I'll quickly recap the background of this story. So one time King Uttanapad, he was placing Uttama on his lap, and he was playing with him. And at the same time, Dhruva Maharaj, he also wanted to go in the lap of, he also wanted to climb in the lap of his father. So Suniti, she is the first wife. Suruchi is the second wife. Of course, naturally, if a man marries the second wife, he loves second wife more than the first wife. Like that, Uttanapad, he had more love for the son of the second wife, Uttama. So when he was trying to climb in the son of the lap, so king didn't care. And there was Suruchi also. Suruchi, and at the same time Suruchi said, "Oh, you are not born from my womb, so you don't have any qualification to climb in the lap of your father. So what you do? You go to the forest, you do devotional service to the Lord, and you ask for the Lord benediction that in the next life, may I get birth from the womb of my stepmother. You ask her, and the Lord being very pleased with you, He will fulfill your desire, and in your next life you will become my son." Like that, Suniti told to Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj, he was so broken. Even though he was just 5 years of old, he had a Kshatriya nature. He got completely broken. He was in great distress. He was in great distress. Tears were flowing from his eyes, and he looked at his father. His father also did not say anything. He just looked at him. He supported his stepmother. So his distress increased more, and he ran to his mother. Suniti. He ran to his mother, and he said everything, whatever happened. And Suniti, she was a very kind-hearted woman. Actually, she was a very kind-hearted woman, and she told to Dhruva Maharaj, "Don't wish anything inauspicious for others. Those who gives pain to others suffers himself from that pain." So even though her son Dhruva Maharaj he was hurt by his father and stepmother, still Suniti was saying, "Don't think anything inauspicious for others. Those who give pain to the others, he will get pain. So don't think anything inauspicious." So what you do? Give up your so-called envious nature. Give up your envious nature, and immediately engage yourself in worshipping the lotus feet of Lord. Not like tomorrow, after 1 month. No, immediately, now. Immediately start worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So your great-grandfather acquired necessary qualification to create this universe simply by worshipping Lord. Brahma, he worshipped the Lord in the beginning phase. During the creation, he was so bewildered. He did not know what to do, how to create, how to increase the population. He did not know anything. So at the what he did, he started doing meditation on the Supreme Personality Godhead. Then he got the sufficient intelligence to start the creation. So here Suniti is saying same thing to the Dhruva Maharaj. So what you do? Your grandfather Brahma got enough intelligence by worshipping the Supreme Personality Godhead to do the creation work. So what you do? You also start Supreme Personality Godhead. Adat Acharya Shreshthas Tattad Evitaragana. You also follow in the footsteps of your great grandfather Brahma. So then you will also get enough intelligence what to do. So now what you do? You go to the forest, like your stepmother said, and you start to do devotional service of the Lord. You start to bhakti of the Lord Vishnu. Only He can mitigate all your distress. You have got a lot of distress. You have got a deep distress by your stepmother. So what you do? You go to the forest. You go to the forest. So, and any mother can say to her son, go to the forest and start doing the devotional service of the Lord. No, this is Kali Yuga. Prabhupada also said that most of the parents in this Kali Yuga are mini Hiranyakashipus. Like Hiranyakashipu, he did not let his son Prahlad Maharaj to worship Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. He did not, he tried to kill his son. He tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj in many ways. But Prahlad Maharaj, he has a deep faith, deep devotion to the Lord Vishnu. Nothing happened to him. Hiranyakashipu, he tried to throw Prahlad Maharaj from the top of the mountain. He tried to throw Prahlad Maharaj in the burning hot well. He tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj by stamping with the feet of big elephants. But still, Prahlad Maharaj, it did not matter him. It did not happen anything to him. He had a deep devotion. So like most of the parents in this Kali Yuga are like mini Hiranyakashipus, because they don't let their children to go near to the Lord. If someone says, my parents, my father, my mother, I want to do devotional service of the Lord, I want to give up these material things, so they will become shocked. Oh no, my son. They will make a big drama. They will cry. They will roll on the ground like that. This is what every father and mother should facilitate their daughters to go near to Krishna. That is the ultimate goal of human life. So in the Shastra it is said that anyone who can guarantee their children to go back to Godhead, this will not beget our children. So begetting a children is a great responsibility. One should take a responsibility to take that soul, to take their children to go back to Godhead. That is a responsibility. Only if you had that deep confidence, if you can guarantee, only one should beget a children. This is not my word. This is the word of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. So Suniti sent his son Dhruva Maharaj to the forest, and Dhruva Maharaj, he went to the forest and he met Narada Muni. And Narada Muni said, "Oh child, what you are doing? Why you are going alone in the forest? You are a child. Tigers will attack you. So don't go to the forest alone." So he said, "I want to do meditation. I want to please Supreme Personality Godhead. I want a kingdom bigger than my father and grandfather, because I have been insulted very hardly by them." So no, child, don't think like that. You are just a child. This is not your age to do the austerities. This is your age to play marbles, to play the child things, to play hide and seek. This is not your age to perform devotional service to the Lord. What you do, you go home. So when you grow up, when you become a big man, then you will come back to the forest. In that age, you can do. Now it's not your age. Still, Dhruva Maharaj, it didn't. The words of Narada Muni didn't change his heart. Narada Muni, he knew the intention. He knew everything about Dhruva Maharaj, because he was Trikaldarshi. He knows past, present, and future. So still, in a sarcastic, he just want to check the sincerity of Dhruva Maharaj. Sometimes devotees have to take many years. Devotee have to wait many years to get initiation from the Guru. Because that time our Guru who we are aspiring from, he checks our sincerity, how strong, how sincere is he in his devotional service. Some devotees, I have heard, like in Nepal, one devotee is waiting since last 13 years to get initiation from his Guru Maharaj. But still, there is look his sincerity. So Guru Maharaj checks how sincere he is. So that's why here Dhruva Maharaj also checking the sincerity of Dhruva Maharaj. Narada Muni checking the sincerity of Dhruva Maharaj. Then instead of going back to the home, so Dhruva Maharaj asks, so what is the best way to please Supreme Personality of Godhead? What is the best way? And Narada Muni says, devotional service to the Lord. You go to the forest, you go devotional service. Lord will be pleased. So Dhruva Maharaj, he started to do very austere austerity. He was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya like that, and he was doing austerities also. So he was just taking the dry leaves. He was standing on just one foot and doing meditation. Very hard austerities, very difficult austerities he was doing. We don't, but we are so fortunate. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came and he gave us the Mahamantra. What is that Mahamantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave us the Mahamantra. We don't have to stand on one foot and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is not necessary. We don't have to stand on one toe like Hiranyakashipu and chant Hare Krishna. It is not necessary. Just sit in one place if you can without sleeping and chant Hare Krishna. If you feel sleep, then walk and chant. If you still feel sleepy, go take rest and after a nap, come back and start chanting. It's not difficult. We don't have to stand on one foot. We don't have to stand on one toe and chant Hare Krishna. It's very simple process, simple and sublime process. Very simple. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are so fortunate. We don't have any qualification to get that fortune. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Prabhupada gave us that thing. By which process we can make our life perfect. So we have to take this process. We have to follow the process given by Srila Prabhupada very seriously. Only then we can make our life perfect. And Dhruva Maharaj, he was doing a lot of hard austerities, and in 6 months, Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him. And he was just a child. He didn't know what to pray, what to say to the Lord. And Lord Vishnu, it was Dhruva Maharaj head with the counsel. And counsel and all the knowledge, all the prayers came in his heart, and he started doing prayer. And he prays, my Lord, I'm so foolish. I'm so foolish. Even though you can, help one to get out from the cycle of birth and death. I was just praying for the broken glasses. My desires are like that broken glasses. It's like nothing. My situation is like that of a person who pleases the king and asks for just few grains. My situation is like that. Sometimes we come to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath and ask for material pleasures. That is a very cheap thing. If we perform our devotion service, if we pray to them, Gopinath, I am yours. I want to give my life for your service. Then they will accept them. If we ask for material things, Lord Gopinath, I want BMW. I want 2-story house in a city. So how he will feel? So we have to ask for the pure devotional service to the Lord. Dhruva Maharaj, he realized later after he saw the Lord. He regretted that why I did devotional service of the Lord for the material things. Why I did like that? I prayed to Lord for the pleasure of this body, which is just a bag of skin. I just pray to Lord for sense gratification, for the sense pleasure, for the material achievements. This body is just like a bag of skin only, nothing more than that. So I'm so foolish like that. Dhruva Maharaj regret later. regret later. So from this story, from the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, we have to learn that we should not ask any material desire to the Lord if we are if we want to go back to Godhead in this material world. But in the Shastra it is said, Akama Sarva Kamo Va. Can you repeat after me? Akama Sarva Kamo Va. Moksha Kama Udarati. Tibrena Bhakti Yoge. Tibrena Bhakti Yoge Na. Ajita Purusham Param. So the translation is, whether one is without material desires, or whether one is with material desires, or whether one wants liberation, one soul worships Supreme Personality Godhead in a nice way, with great force and great respect. Tibrena Bhakti Yogena. We may have, in the beginning phase of the devotional service, we may have material desires. Even though we have material desires, we should worship Supreme Personality Godhead, not demigods. Not demigods. Because when you keep on performing devotional service, then the desires in our heart, the selfish material desires in our heart will go away. That will purify our heart. That's why even though we have material desires, we should worship Sri Sri Radha Gopinath. We should not go to demigods. And whether one is without material desires, he should worship Supreme Personality Godhead. And whether one wants liberation, one should worship Supreme Personality Godhead, because the lotus feet of Krishna is considered Mukti Pada. Whether all the liberation is in the lotus feet of Lord, Mukti Pada. Mukti feet, whether all the liberation is situated in the lotus feet of Lord. So whether one have material desires, whether one don't have material desires, where one wants liberation, one should worship Supreme Personality Godhead. Supreme Personality Godhead. So if in whatever situation we worship Lord, then our heart will purify, our heart will be cleansed. Seto darpana marjanam. Our heart will be cleansed. Then the desire for pure devotional service arise in our heart. It may take time, It depends on our sincerity, depends on our surrender to the Lord. Sometimes it may take time if we are not serious, if we don't surrender to the Lord fully. It takes time. But Prabhupada said, just 1 second. So one time one person asked, how long does it take to surrender to the Lord? Prabhupada said, 1 second or 1 minute? 1 moment, he said, 1 moment. 1 moment. So herein, we have been in material world since a long time, billions of years. We cannot count the time that we have spent in this material world. We cannot calculate in our calculator. It's long. The disease is very long. So we have got many material desires in our heart. So Narada Muni says to Nalkumar and Manikripa, among all the attractions, the attraction for money, the attraction for riches is high and bewildering. People so much attached to the wealth, so much attached to the money, and this is the most bewildering, and this is the most bewildering and very dangerous attraction actually, because when there is money, a person gets popped up. He forgets the Lord. Sometimes being devotees also we desire. What is the wrong? If we earn money and do devotional service also, it won't happen like that. So let's say, if you want to go from Luna Park to Circular Quay, what do you have to do? You have to put your both feet in one shape. We don't have shape there, but let's say there is two shape. So you want to go from Luna Park to Circular Opera House. What do you have to do? You have to put your both feet in one boat to reach there. So you say, oh, I want to put one feet in one boat and another foot in another boat. What will happen? You'll fall down in the river. You'll fall down in the river. There is ocean or river? Ocean. Yeah, you will fall in the ocean, and the water of ocean of this material world is not cool, is not nice, is not warm. It's very hot, more than 100 degrees Celsius. Like that. Very hot. You will burn. You will burn. This world is like that. Samsara dava nalli dhalo. This world is a burning place. That water also very hot. Will get burned. So yeah. So that that's why we have to we have to we have to be fixed up. We have to be fixed up in divorce service. So सबै पम्स पुरो धर्म सबै पम्स परो धर्म अथुर भक्ति अध्यक्ष आहि तुपिया प्रध्याता यात्मा सुप्रसिद्धाति. So the supreme occupational duty of a human, of a person, is what? What is the supreme occupation of a humanity? Can someone guess? Mane guess Prabhu? The devotional service to the Lord. Devotional service to the Lord. So such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted. No motivation, not any kind of motivation. And all the relationship in this world, there is some kind of motivation. Therefore, they don't long last. They don't long last because they come together. All the person come together for their pleasure actually. Because they have got some desire. They have got some selfish desire, and they come near. And their desire not fulfilled, then relationship ends. It don't last for a long time. So unmotivated, uninterrupted. So in any condition, in any situation, the devotion service to the Lord should not be stopped. Prahlad Maharaj, his father tried to kill him in many ways, but still he did not give up the devotion service. He was continuing devotion service even though he was going through such difficulties. He did not give up. Like we have to learn from the story of Prahlad Maharaj that in any condition we shall not give up the devotion service of the Lord. Whether the situation is favorable, whether the situation is unfavorable, devotion service should be continued. So here Suniti was saying, I do not find anyone who can mitigate your distress but the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So before coming to Krishna consciousness, we were in distress, right? We were in distress, but the degree, the intensity of the distress has reduced to in very high degree actually. So when I remember my life before coming into Krishna consciousness, so it was like what I was doing, I feel like that. I get another distress thinking about the distress of the life before coming into Krishna consciousness. So so bad life actually before coming to Krishna consciousness. But now we have come closer to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath. All our distress have gone away actually. So same thing Suniti is saying to the Dhruva Maharaj, my dear son, go near to Lord Vishnu. And what will happen if you go near to Lord Vishnu? All your distress, all the distress you are facing now, it will go away. So my son, be a smart boy and go to Lord Vishnu. So so when you are in distress, so when you come and pray to Sri Sri Radha Gopinath, we feel that all our distress has gone away. Have anyone experienced that? Yeah. Because when we see the lotus feet, when we see the lotus eyes, when we see the beautiful bodily features of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath, all our distress will go away. So here Suniti is suggesting, advising his son Dhruva Maharaj to go near to Krishna, near to Lord Vishnu. So I will just so here Prabhupada mainly focus whatever you have, whatever situation, whatever desire you have, just go to Supreme Personality Godhead. Don't go to any demigods. Because they just give a temporary benediction. But when you go to Lord, What will happen if you go with the Lord with material desires? He will purify your heart and give pure devotional service to Him actually. So people go to Lord Shiva, people go to Lakshmi for money, for money. They don't want any devotional service. They just want money, and they go to the demigods. Well, and even though they got money, they got material opulences, material happiness, it is just a temporary. It will go away, go away. But when you go near to the Krishna, when you worship Krishna, then our heart will be purified. Purified. So here, material distress comes when you have material attachments. Material attachments. If our material desires not fulfilled, then we get a great pain. We get a great pain in our heart. Devotees, pure devotees, also go through anxiety, go through distress, for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna. Like Prabhupada, he went through many difficulties in his beginning days to establish Hare Krishna movement all around the world. He went through many anxiety. He went through many difficult phases. But that is a transcendental anxiety. Transcendental anxiety. When Krishna used to go to the forest, the mind of gopis filled with anxiety, So what will happen? What will happen to the lotus feet of our Krishna when he steps on the pebbles? He will get a wound in his feet. So whole day they will be meditating. Whole day they used to get distress thinking of Krishna, transcendental distress, that you can say. I say. So, and when you go to the forest during day, a teeny fraction of a second becomes like a day of Brahma, 1 millennium, because we can't see you. When you come back from the forest, we have a chance to see you, but our eyelids disturb them. Eyelids disturb them. So why the foolish creator has created these eyelids? That was in that way they chastise creator Brahma. So gopis they also had distress. When Krishna go to forest, they also had distress thinking about Krishna. But people in this material world, they have distress forgetting Krishna. That's only the difference. There is material distress and transcendental distress. So one time Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So someone gave him a nice beautiful blanket. Someone gave him beautiful nice blanket, and he used to sleep for just 4 and 5, like 5 hours. But when he slept with that nice colorful nice blanket, so that day he slept 2-3 hours more, and he got a big distress. Oh, this blanket, I'll throw this, and he threw that blanket in the bin. And next day the man who donated that blanket to Babaji Maharaj, he came and, oh Maharaj, why you have thrown this blanket in the bin? Isn't it too warm? Isn't too warm? He asked like that, and Babaji Maharaj said, it is so warm, it is very warm that it made me forget Krishna. I slept 2-3 hours more this morning. So he was in distress. Babaji Maharaj was in distress because that blanket made him forget Krishna. So devotees have distress if they can't do devotional service in a nice way. So pure devotees always have distress. Oh, how can I serve Krishna more? How can I serve Gopinath more? I'm not doing anything. That kind of desires, that kind of distress devotees go through. So we have to take this devotional service to get perfection in life. Whatever our situation, whatever situation we are in, whatever our condition is, we have to do devotional service to the Lord. If we haven't started, we have to start. We have to start coming to temple. We have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that thing only give perfection in life. Very simple process. As I already said, we don't have to stand in one toe and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just when you have time, just take a beads and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. very easy, and it's permanent. It will not vanish, it will not go away when you die, you know. So let's say if you have $1 million and you die, so $1 million, it won't go with you. So is there any record who went who die with the millions of dollars? Any record in history? Or no? No, it is not possible. But if you just complete 2% of devotion service in the life, so in next life you will start from 3%. 3%. That is the power of devotion. And when you complete 100%, then where? Back to Godhead. We'll see Krishna. When we complete our bhakti, we will go back to Godhead. So we have to start from today. So here Suniti is saying to his Dhruva Maharaj, start immediately to the devotional service of the Lord. Start immediately, now. Not tomorrow, not after 1 month, not from the day of Janmashtami, not next year, not after 10 years, not when I become old and I start walking with stick. No, immediately now. Immediately now. You know, Prahlad Maharaj gives instruction to his friends. My dear friends, you have already wasted your 5 years. 5 years. You have already wasted. So you start immediately. Now, you know, we have what to say. You know, people say, we'll do bhakti when you become old. But it's not possible. So with one stick you have to carry the stick. With one hand you have to carry the stick. And by which hand you will stand? Because this is the hand right with sand. You have to carry the stick with this hand. You know, and left hand not good for standing. So we have to start immediately. We have to immediately start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The only thing that is certain in life is uncertainty of life. Anything can happen at any moment. That's why we have to take this process. We have to take the process given by Srila Prabhupada very sincerely, and we have to make our life perfect. That is the only goal of human life. Okay, thank you so much for attending this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. If any question, any comment, please feel free.